You talked a bit after last weekend wrapped up about wanting to figure out your pitching a bit more. What exactly does that mean?
What does that mean? I think when you have a pretty capable, like a Swiss Army knife, right, of staff that can do a bunch of different things, you've got to figure out starting, relief, close, what games they match up well with, and get them comfortable in those roles. So I think that's a little bit of where we are at together, not just me, but them too, trying to figure that part out. So this will be a good weekend to kind of mix that up and see, what is the best matchup for us on that side of it. So obviously we know what Annabelle can do, and I think Ashton's been doing a pretty good job. I think we can smooth some things out with Julia, get McKenna going a little bit. Mimi was pretty good at the end of the season last year for us, so getting after that. So yeah, and Jazzy's just being a freshman, she's been in a lot of big situations already, but continue to grow her and her opportunities.
Flaherty and Harding are returning to the Plex for the first time as coaches at Mercer. How cool is that going to be to see them again and have them back here?
Yeah, I mean, we're lucky because we get to see our alumni quite a bit. They've already been back in town quite a bit, with camps, and seeing Ocho play this summer, getting out there and see her play this summer was kind of fun. So, I think the whole mindset is to grow the game and protect the game, the best we can. And so when you get the kids that are in the program to the outside of the program, that they're sprinkling a little Seminole softball other places. And so that's pretty special on that side of it. And I know that it's going to be special, just like it was for Morgan last weekend, to come back and just see the growth here at the Plex, and then all their fans. I know Morgan just enjoyed talking to Miss Betty, watching the game. And I mean, that's the friendly confines, of our place. And so I think they're probably just excited to come home to something that's comfortable to them. But for me to know that the game is continuing being grown on the outside because of our little contribution is pretty awesome.
Like you said, they join a long line now, it seems, of former players who've gotten into the coaching profession. Yeah. Do you wear that as a badge of honor?
I mean, I would say that I haven't worked a day in my life, because I have the opportunity to get paid for my hobby, it's just it's a joy, and I just hope every kid can leave this program and be able to have that opportunity, whatever it is. Like Megan King's doing that as a nurse. Like, she absolutely loves her job. So, whatever makes your heart go, like, I think is awesome. And if you can find that job, as you all, you find the job that you love. And so, I mean, you grew up as a young kid and you play sports. These girls played softball, they fell in love with softball, they love it. And if they can go and do that for their life, I think that's awesome. So, and then if you can coach with that passion, other people are going to get that fire. So, I would hope to think that I have that fire because I love it, and I love the sport, and I love the game, and I want to give it to them. And knowing that they can find that, now have the opportunity to make a livelihood out of it, I just, would be the badge of honor that maybe Coach Graff, fought for me to have, and then I'm fighting for them to have. So yes, it's pretty awesome.
What does the dugout club mean to you and to this program?
Yeah, I think years ago we came up with the idea of somehow, trying to name tournaments and trying to connect our community to that. And Travis Wilson was the one, like, why don't we call one Joanne Graff Classic, and have Coach Graff kick off the opening weekend for us. And that has just been extremely humbling in a sense, because she always comes back and she just, like this year, she brought media guides back and just shared a little bit of the vision of how softball was back then and how we're living it and how we can continue to contribute to it. And then this weekend, for our kids to realize how special, I mean, I don't care if people give us $1 or $6 million, like, they're giving us hard-earned money to be a part of it and to honor them and to know and to connect with them, because many people that are dugout club members sit in the seats and watch us all the time, And so I think to really connect that piece to it and to understand that we're playing for something bigger than just ourselves in the game, and it makes it really special. And for us at the beginning of the year, it's really nice to have that, and for them to be a part of getting to know the players. That's what makes it so special is, you come here and Addie DeLong, you met Addie DeLong, and I just think that's really neat. So this has really morphed into a pretty special tournament for us.
Coach, getting back to the pitching real quick, in most of your time here at FSU, it seems like you've had at least one ace, or even like in 2018, you had two, really. And now in the last couple of years, because of injuries and other things, it seems like there's not one pitcher that kind of stands out. I don't even know who you would say would be the ace of the staff like this year. It seems like you have a whole staff. Does that change how you manage your pitching? Not having like that one person, you always can go to the.
Yeah, well, I think you look around the country, that's probably a lot that's going on around the country right now. I mean, I think everyone's got 3, if not 5, that they would go to at some point. So I think the game has changed in that sense. I'd say when I walked through the doors, I had Therese Gover and Sarah Hamilton, and so I had a 1-2 punch from the day I walked in here. So I feel like we've always had that 1-2, if not 3-4 pitchers that could help us out through a season. So super comfortable in that role, but I think the game has now changed that you've got to, like the earlier question is, figure out how to manage a 6-7 pitcher staff to know that you're going to have 4 or 5 pitchers that can get you through postseason, and everyone's trying to understand that part of it. So where maybe in baseball you understand a Friday night starter, a Saturday and a Sunday starter, and that's kind of like how they go. I think that's going to be a little bit more like softball as we go into it, and I think we're all trying to navigate that a little bit. Yeah.
Do you like that? Is
I love
more of
it.
is
Oh yeah, I
a
love it. I
positive
mean,
thing?
I probably wouldn't have. I mean, you look back at the championship. I mean, if we didn't have Kylie, we don't have a championship. We don't have King, we don't have a championship. I mean, they just played off of each other, and in between there, we had a few people that threw a few outs for us that gave us the opportunity to have them there. So I think, yeah, I absolutely love the fact that you have different arms and different looks. Mm-hmm.
After the Oklahoma State game, the first one, you guys said there was a closed door meetings that kind of lit a fire, I guess. Were the conversations kind of similar following the Texas A&M games?
I think Texas A&M is a little bit different in the sense that we're doing a lot of really good things, but we're not finishing a lot of things. So, I think there's a lot of things like, just first pitch strikes and leadoff outs and things that you look to the process of the game. But then are we finishing 1, 2, 3 innings? Are we finishing? And then why are we not finishing them? So I don't feel like the Oklahoma State game was like, man, like we didn't come out of the gates like we wanted to come out. Why? Let's not have that again. To now, like we're going to get challenged by some good hitting teams and some good pitching teams. Why can't we put a full 7 together? Why couldn't we win the 9-inning game? Like you're facing those kind of teams in a 3-game series. You're probably going to split it and you're trying to win game 3. So how do we get smarter? So it was a little different strategic talk than that one, than just being present and go and get it. So, yeah.
Cool. Thank
Yeah.
you guys.